We begin with the Houston Astros because whoever came up with that saying, any publicity is good publicity, probably wasn't the subject of an overly negative story. Now, you can argue that the Astros cheating scandal is good for baseball. We're talking about baseball. National shows are having a lot more baseball guests on than they might otherwise. But as the players start to trickle into training camp, I get the feeling we're not going to like the questions, or at least those players are. Certainly not the Astros. Every team in the league is going to be asked about this. Then it'll become a news cycle. One player is going to say something that brings up even more questions. Will it come from an Astro player? A former Astro player? There's still a lot of unanswered questions. And the Astros did not handle this well at all from the beginning because they underestimated just how explosive this was going to be. More information has started to leak out. We don't even have the full story, in my opinion. Still don't believe that. Now, baseball is hoping that these players will get the benefit of public opinion. The court of public opinion will at least be fair to some of these players. My problem is none of these players have really stepped up and said anything. You had a manager, A.J. Hinch, who seems to be a really good guy and got stung by this. You got a general manager who got stung by this. Meanwhile, the players got away unscathed. I think that's where the media and maybe you, the court of public opinion, still has a problem with this. The players got away with this. And I have an issue with that. At least get in front of and be a man and stand in front of a camera and say, look, we did it, not proud about it, and I'm sorry that we lost a manager and we lost a GM. Somebody needs to say something, get out in front of it. Now, the Astros are actually having strategy meetings. How do we handle this? You should have handled this and had those meetings a long time ago. All you had to do is go, we're going to hold a press conference here, one time only, and we're going to talk about this. Because after that, we have to move forward. We can admit we made a mistake, penalties were levied, and people lost jobs. But we learned from this. Hopefully other teams learn from this. But I'd like to hear from guys who love to talk all the time. Justin Verlander, Alex Bregman, they were always in front of a camera. Jose Altuve, come on down. I'd love to hear from you. Face the fire one more time. You got immunity here. So at least be fair to those who lost their jobs, to your fan base that they can at least understand. And there's going to be an asterisk by the Astros. There just is. And there should be. And I have no problem if baseball wants to take away that World Series. Baseball doesn't want to do that. I get it. But to totally exonerate these players, I have an issue with that. I do. And I do think that they cheated to win a World Series. And it's a bad precedent. What about the next team? The next team goes, hey, we were cheating, but hey. And it's just the players involved. Well, baseball's already said, hey, we don't punish the players. You're going to punish the team again? That's where the commissioner, I don't know if he's got new laws put in place here, but I would. The next team that does this, and then you can do ... Because if I fine you $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, I take away a draft pick or two. If you said to the Astros, you're going to win the World Series, your manager is going to lose his job, GM's going to lose his job, we're going to lose some first-round draft picks, and there might be an asterisk next to your name for the rest of your life. How many of those Astros would have signed up for that? And you're not going to be charged. You're not going to be penalized, other than you're going to wear the scarlet letter. They might have signed up for that, but you're going to have a strategy meeting here. And you know, the thing is, the Astros got greedy here because the Astros could have continued to do this, and they were actually doing it correctly. They were doing it legally. But here was the complaint. You guys are too slow. We need that information in real time during a game. That's where the problem surfaced here. And that's where the Astros got caught, because what was happening is they were decoding this and they were doing it legally, but they were only analyzing this after the fact. That's when you had people coming in going, hey, we need that information now. So they had an algorithm to decode signs. And the video that they got was legal, an advanced scouting tool. The use of the algorithm would have remained legal if it had not been deployed during live during games. So what happened is Carlos Beltran and Alex Cora, they were the leaders here. You had some players who said, we don't want to be involved in this. They decided that the guy in the video room was not working. He wasn't efficient enough. He was too slow. A person with direct knowledge of this, according to theathletic.com, they got better at cheating. And then the team got better because they got better at cheating. So the crime is nobody stopped it. And the crime was banging on the trash cans was so over the top compared to what happened before that it was so obvious there. But the Astros are trying to figure out, okay, how do we minimize any more damage here? Because the longer you've waited, the worse it got. The more questions we have. I mean, we've reached out to everybody with the Astros. Nobody's talking. They don't want to talk. But every city, this doesn't blow over. Because you know what's going to happen? Wherever they go, everybody is going to go, how'd they do on the road? Hey, you guys are in a slump, not cheating. Different media, different town, different fan base, and they're going to hear it the entire year. And they should, because you guys cheated. Plain and simple. Cheated.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.